everyone, and happy Monday morning to all of you. I hope that you are refreshed from the weekend and ready to crush your goals this week in business. And I'm always excited to bring one of our members forward on every single Monday here in the Leap community to talk more about them and to spotlight their business and all of the amazing things that they're doing and making an impact for others. And today we get to feature Natalie McQueen, who is the CEO and founder of Gifts of Legacy. And leaving a legacy starts today. This is not something that you start on when you're 80 years old to leave a legacy for your family. It's starting now because you're never promised tomorrow. So we need to be writing about those. We need to be journaling about those stories. We need to be leaving that legacy for our children and our grandchildren. So Natalie, welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much, Colleen. I'm excited, and you just took half of the things that I wanted to talk about.
Well, that's perfect because we're going to jump right into it today. I would love for you to share your near-death experience on what changed everything for you in your life. And it's so sad to me sometimes that a life has to happen that way to just stop us in our tracks, for us to make a change. So my hope is that your story today will inspire somebody that will hear your story and think to themselves, I can't wait for that moment. I need to be starting my legacy today.
Absolutely. So what I love is that you get it. You don't wait until you're 80 years old.
No.
And, most of us live life, and sometimes we get caught on that hamster wheel of life. And I think that's what happened. And I had a good life, good family, good marriage. But we went away on vacation, came couple days into the vacation, and I ended up almost drowning, getting pulled under an undertow under a cliff. So they couldn't even see me when they were looking. So I fought for my life for over an hour before being rescued. And of course you come out of that in gratitude, right? You're so grateful that it wasn't your time. You have better things to do. You have bigger, and the mind starts to work. It was really 2 to 3 weeks after that. And all of a sudden, the real impact came to me that, wow, if I would not have made it, I wouldn't have had those messages to my daughters, messages to my husband, assuring that all my relationships, people know that I love them. People, there's so many things. If I always say, if today were your last day and you knew tomorrow you wouldn't be here, what would you do differently? Who would you talk to? And then, many of us had a shift in 9/11, right? Many families were completely changed because of 9/11. And there's a documentary, and it's called Messages from 9/11. And if you ever need just a tear-jerking, heartfelt documentary, that is the one. And what that completely set where my heart was. It's like, if you don't, from now, not when you're 80, now start leaving the impact, start leaving your message. Make videos holding up pictures of your babies when they were young, or just good times with friends, and leave a little story. Because when you go, those stories go. And in that documentary, it was those people on the planes calling, trying to get hold of their family members, and they left messages on, message machines, phones, all different. And those people now, like years and years after, will not delete those messages. That's like that touch, that connection.
And imagine if they would have had more, Natalie. Right. So every single one of those individuals that walked into that building that day on a tower to go to work, just a regular everyday, anyone who boarded one of those planes, it was just a regular everyday day. I mean, I board planes all the time. I get in my car and drive all the time, walk into buildings for appointments all the time. If that's my last day, what did I do up to that point to prepare for if tomorrow doesn't come, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what you're talking about here, isn't it?
It is. It is those legal touches. Would you leave? My motto is don't leave a mess, leave a legacy. And what if you were just gone? Would your family know your final wishes? Would they know your passwords? This was a big one because I love pictures. I love family pictures and making, albums and stuff. And what if my family didn't know my password to my computer to get all of those saved documents? What if they didn't know the card that I pay month after month to Apple to keep those memories there for me? And that's a dangerous thing. And I make products that help people organize that and make sure that that doesn't happen. Because how horrible to keep a whole lifetime of pictures and then to have them go away because no one knew, that you were paying monthly for it.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that maybe is stopping some individuals watching this video today in their tracks. Do people know all of my passwords? I know my husband has all of them in a document, right, put together. But if he doesn't pay Google every month for Google Suites for him to be able for his business to keep all of his email addresses, keep all of his storage on Drive, that would go away. And
Yeah.
that is where it exists today, right? So that needs to be probably printed somewhere, maybe printed every time you make an update, put in a fireproof safe, something where you are doing more with it than just relying on it to be safe in the cloud, right?
That's one of the things that I help people do. I have partnered with a company that guarantees no shrinkage of pictures, no compression, and encrypted and safe. So you decide who you're sharing with. And what's very cool is you can have your important documents and have the people that need to know where those are added to there. You have to have a beneficiary on your account and you pay for it once and it's yours. So there's no if something happens, and that beneficiary on the account knows, right?
Yeah.
So they can always get to it. And it's great because you can do pictures of family pictures, weddings, whatever, and you can tag, it's like tagging, and those pictures or those people have access to that account.
That's beautiful.
This company does your lifetime plus 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's incredible. And very, the way that they have the account set up, very user friendly.
Let's talk about why we just talked about why you created all these products. Now let's dive into the products you created. So after your near-death experience on vacation where you were trapped under the water, you didn't know if it was going to release you for you to be able to get up. And it was, you faced death at that moment. Obviously, you had stopped breathing when they pulled you out of the water. So going on from that point, you've created several journals, you've created book series. Tell me, how can someone who's thinking, I don't have a legacy to leave to my kids, I have not created anything, you and I were talking the other day and I said I would love to get these journals and sit down with my mother-in-law who's 91, who has dementia, who I believe now really needs to be sharing a lot more of her stories of life for not only our children, grandchildren, but great, great, great grandchildren, so they can experience what life was like for somebody, as an ancestor of theirs.
Absolutely.
What are those products that you created out of that experience?
Well, so I was publishing and helping other authors publish their books. But I had never really had that desire to write my own book. I don't know why. So it took me a while, and I decided, you know what, with all my, the courses that I have taken, the mindset mastery, all the personal development over the years, I can definitely help someone see ways that they can change, get off that hamster wheel of life and start creating, living, and leaving the legacy that they really want. And so I wrote my book, Gifts of Legacy, the ultimate blueprint for generations to enjoy. And in this book, it has a pathway. The first part is my near-death experience and my story. And then it goes into my grandmother's 100th birthday. And we did a family legacy book where all of her children, and she had 8 children, one had passed, so the husband did that chapter, and then all of the grandchildren, and then we did well wishes of birthday wishes at the back, and then I recorded a Zoom with her and got her words of her just talking about her childhood, working on the fishing boat with her father, and just it was precious. And I wish I started, here's one regret. I wish I started the video a little bit earlier, because I came onto Zoom, and she lives in a assisted living home. So they brought her down to the computer. Now my grandmother doesn't use any technology. And so they sat her down, and she looks up at the screen and she goes, "Oh, I could see your face." And she's going to touch the screen. And it was so precious. She didn't, because I said, "Grandma, can we do a Zoom together?" She didn't know what a Zoom was. I didn't even think that she didn't know.
Right.
But yeah, so we have an interview of her just talking about that. And I put that in the very back of the book.
That's beautiful.
So the people, she had well over 150 people at that birthday party, and everyone saw the book and said, "Oh my gosh, I wish I would have done that with my aunt. I wish I would have." And I thought, right there, with what I have up here and what I have here and the knowledge I have to help people put their legacy stories and pictures together, I knew it had to be my Gifts of Legacy business. And so after that, I've lined out like just journals, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather. I have that workbook that is about to publish. And that's where it will guide you through all those important documents and the little things that you may not think about. If your family had to choose for you to do a funeral or a celebration of life, or do they know what you would want? Do they know the type of music? Do they know? And sure, you could say, well, they know me. But you know what? For them to have to decide and
Right.
possibly disagree, it's just one more level of stress that you can eliminate if it was all written out for them.
And I'm going to encourage everyone to follow Natalie on Facebook at Gifts of Legacy, so that you can get those links from her when she's going to drop those journals and when they're ready to be produced, for you to be able to order those and start utilizing those. If you're a mother, if you're a grandmother, or if you have a grandmother or a great-great-grandmother and you want to sit down and start collecting those stories. Let's jump over to living, the Live Your Best Legacy book series that you have coming up, because you are looking for authors right now for these book series. So let's talk about what that looks like. So anyone that really wants to start their legacy and get their stories out there can do that.
Yeah, so this is a 3-book series, past, present, and future. So Legacies Remembered is, what would you have said to your younger self? So we're looking for moms, dads, business people to be able to reflect and go, oh my gosh, if I would have told my younger self, don't do this or do this, it could have saved them, many years of trials and tribulation or whatever. Or it could be just making your life that better life because you took advice from someone that, did it wrong and then did it right. So it'll be 52 authors per book. Then Legacies Awakened is living your passion. So how are you every day? We're looking for people that are really embracing life. What are those things that you're doing, whether it's daily, whether it's, if you have certain traditions or things that you do that help you enjoy life even better.
Yes.
So, and then Legacies Captured is making your mark on the world. So long term, if you were to fast forward and think of, at your funeral, what are they saying? Are they saying, oh my gosh, she did this, she did this. Look what she left. Look how we can still have a part of her. Look how she can still continue with her message and make an impact.
Yeah.
So
what is that third book?
That is Legacies Captured.
Captured.
So
that third book.
Legacies Awakened, Legacies Captured, and Legacies Remembered.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I know right now you're looking for those authors. So if anyone is interested, they should go to liveyourbestlegacy.com to learn more information about how you can contribute, how you can be part of that book. Again, follow Natalie on Facebook, or you can go ahead and send her a message on LinkedIn. And connect with her there and DM her. But you can follow her at Gifts of Legacy to find out more about the journals that are coming out that you can start utilizing. And then tell us a little bit about the 10 tips to gift your legacy that you have.
Absolutely. So that's it's a cute little 10 point document of just different areas of your life. If you think about what you could do every day just to improve your relationships, like what if you sent your daughter or son that doesn't live with you, or it could be either way, a quick, I appreciate you, I really love when you do this, or I'm so proud of you. What about a spouse? If they're at work, sending them a little text of just appreciation, or setting up a date night. It's the little things that you can do or not do. And one more thing I want to say about the Legacy book series, because it's such a special series, we're doing for each book a legacy deck of cards. So the authors will be able to have their face on a card. They can pick their card and they will record an inspirational legacy message. So they'll go with all the other authors. So we'll end up with 3 unique decks of cards that they can gift to people and just have that as a legacy.
That's wonderful. I love that idea to have that voice message that you can leave to someone very special, and leave that legacy behind. And like we talked about today, you never promise tomorrow. So leaving that legacy it already started in your life when you were a child, but especially now, look at the age that you are at. I've had a lot of tragedies come my way with friends that have had children pass away lately, husbands that have passed away lately. And it's just been very scary to watch all of that happen so close around me. And I just want to urge each one of you to really take it serious and think about, what am I doing to prepare, and what is my legacy, and what do I want to leave a message with this world when I'm no longer here, and how do I want my family to remember me, and how much do I want them to know about me and my life and how they were a big part of it. I think that's another important piece. Yeah. So Natalie, thank you so much for being our guest today, for taking this time, for letting us in the LEAP community spotlight you. It was an incredible interview. For all of you listening, make sure you reach out to Natalie to get to know her better. This is your opportunity to add another person to your sphere of influence and expand your influence so you too can attract the right clients and obviously make more money, right? All right, Natalie,
yes,
have a wonderful rest of your week. And to all of you, have a fabulous rest of your week. Take care and bye-bye for now.